How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and today we've got the off-season here in 2024 of the Mariners franchise. And as you know from last bit time, the Angels won the World Series, and we've got 3 exclusive free agents to look at: Paul Sewald, Joey Gallo, and Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley, 37 years old, 62 overall. Gallo, 31 at 74, and Paul Sewald, 34 at overall 81. We need to renew our staff because I don't plan on bringing back any of those guys and or offering them a qualifying offer. If they get signed, they get signed. And it looks like we're going to try to bring on Norman Beck, +2 power. I don't think any of this means anything, but we'll just give it a shot to bring him on for 3 years. And then next year we'll have to replace our third base coach. We don't want to rebrand our team, so we're just going to keep on trucking. Beck does accept our hitting coach offer. And already the first trade of the offseason, Emmanuel Clase, goes from the Guardians to the Tigers. Gary Hendricks and Diego Castillo come back for him in return. And I just wanted to take a look at those prospects. And I forgot that it's the Guardians that acquired them, not the Tigers. So give me a minute while I kind of just fumble my way through. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do these off-season videos. It's been a struggle of mine since last year. So some feedback would be necessary. I know I probably should cut these down and trim them, but it's just kind of hard to do that on Sony Vegas. It's something with, video files the way that they are. So, like I would cut this stuff out, but, kind of hard to do that. So Gary Hendricks is a 70 overall. He is a B potential and only 18 in Class A. And I just, he's a draft pick, obviously, and I like to make sure my draft picks, not my draft picks, but all draft picks don't look stupid, if I can be completely honest, because those, I don't know why San Diego Studios can't fix the glove and the sleeves issue and whatnot, because it just looks bad. So here is Diego Castillo. He's also 18 years old and an A potential. And he's a draft pick of the Tigers. So not quite sure what the Tigers are trying to do, but, they wanted a closer, and they got it in Emmanuel Clase, a 92 potential. So Castillo has some upside. Now, looking at our 40-man roster of who we could lose in the Rule 5 draft, and none of these names are concerning. If they get taken, good for them. We have no room for them on our roster. And here we go, offering salary arbitration. Let's get this out of the way. Sandlin is 28 years old. He's slowly improving. Walks per 9, I think, could be better. Here you see, though, he had arguably a worse year than last. His FIP just keeps going up, so that's concerning. But he is young, and he's got good attributes for a bullpen guy. So we're going to give him 2 years at about $3 million. We'll see if he bites. And then Trevor Stephen, kind of the same thing, had a down year, but we're going to offer him as well 2 years, it looks like, at $3.5 million. So bringing back 2 relievers. Sandlin will get time in the big leagues this year. He will be in our bullpen for about $6 million. Sam Haggerty, he's a guy who we don't know what to do with. He's got a couple of years of control left, and 3 years, 2.8 a year. We can do that. Platoon role, he likes that. Jake Brentz, for some reason he's in AAA, but I like Jake Brentz. I don't mind bringing him back. He's 30 now, but he pitched 26 innings, 3 ERA. He's a lefty. I like having my lefties, and I like him, so I'm gonna stick with him. He's not asking for too much. None of these guys are really asking for anything crazy. Colin Moran will go ahead and offer him salary arbitration just because he's not going to be in the big league club. Chris Flexen, another guy that I really like, 118 innings pitched, sub-3 ERA. I mean, he could be in our bullpen. And he will probably, I don't know. It depends on what we do, but he might start the year in AAA. He might not. And then Trevor Gott, I offered him arbitration. He's not really worth anything. I didn't even look at the 62 overall rating. Just kind of went with it. So, here's our contracts. And kind of while I go over this, let me just talk to you guys. This is a part where I might cut out a lot of this stuff. But just kind of what the plan is for the off season. So the goal is to go for a left fielder in free agency or right fielder. We need, left field we could maybe live without just because Sam Haggerty's passable. However, we need corner outfield help. And then, next year, as far as like what we're going to do draft-wise, like I think free agency, we just need corner outfield and then maybe a bench bat. Because I don't think Dylan Moore, I don't think we're going to try to hold on to him any longer. But we do need corner outfield, like I said. And then scouting wise, Ty France is coming up on a free agent year in 2025. Contract year, I guess I should say. And I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, do we bring him back? Do we try to draft somebody? What do we do? And that's a next year problem. But I think for the draft, we're gonna focus on first base. I like to focus on first base, maybe right field, maybe left field, depending on what we do in free agency, and then like a pitching, something related to pitching, whether that's starters, relievers, or closers. Probably starters, because any starter who's per nines I'm not really happy with, I might just put them in the bullpen, and then that's fine. Like a guy like Henry Dennis or Luis Nieve, might move him to the bullpen so I can they have a better chance of hitting the big leagues. Who knows? But that's just kind of the plan, taking a look at things. I'm not too sure, like I said, what I will do, but we'll figure it out as we go. But like I said, gotta get some corner outfield. I'm looking to help the bench a little bit, but pitching wise, I'm good. I'm good with our bullpen. I'm good with our rotation. Starting, I'm good with our infield the way it is. Cal Raleigh and Harry Ford platooning, I'm good with that. Julio obviously in center. I mean, it's really just now figuring out what to do with those corners and what to do with bats like J.P. Crawford. He's getting up there in age. He's about to turn 30. Dylan Moore's already 30. And he had no improvement really last year. So he's kind of at the end. We're kind of at the end of our rope with him. Cole Young is waiting in the wings. What do we do? Isaiah Campbell, Kyle Tyler, 27, 28 years old pitchers who are probably at their ceiling. What do we do with them? The plan is to keep Isaiah in the rotation, maybe move him to the bullpen and let Hancock or someone else get a start in the rotation to start the year. But, other than I think we're fairly set when it comes to the majority of this team. We've got some decent prospects out there. And so I think we really just want to improve because 2024 was not the year for us. We underperformed significantly. I want more offense. I want our pitchers to have that run support. Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo threw a couple of complete games and shutouts this season, and I want them to be able to have it. Have more opportunities to do so. So looking at the free agents here, and look who we have here. Juan Soto, 26 years old, played a season in Baltimore, and the Baltimore Orioles are offering him a $26 million year deal over 6. He wants $32 million for 5 years. Do we go for that? I mean, I don't know. That's very unrealistic. I don't think the Mariners in real life are going to ever try to go for him, but he's with the Orioles. So anything can happen. We've also got Anthony Santander, but I've signed him in my Braves franchise, and he's only asking for $6 million a year. But when I had him in my Braves franchise, I just could not hit with him. Ian Happ is on the free agent market yet again after 1 year in Boston. Played 157 games. Switch hitter, love that. However, he burned us last year. And then other than that, there's not a ton. So we're gonna go for Soto. Why not? You know, go big or go home. I want the extra offense. His defense is fine. It's good enough. Not great, but it's left field. Who cares? He's a generational talent. We give him the opportunity to hit free agency again at his age 31 season. So he has the chance, if he signs with us, to get a mega deal down the line. Which, you know, in real life, Juan Soto is going to get a mega deal when he hits free agency. But in this game, it's just how it be for now. And there we go. First free agent signing of the season. Juan Soto is a Seattle Mariner. He's going to slide nice into that lineup, fit nice, and it's going to look great. I'm probably going to put him in the cleanup spot. But Juan Soto is a Seattle Mariner. Shane Bieber goes to the Brewers for $34 million a year for 6 years. So signs a similar deal, a little bit more than Juan Soto, but he is a Milwaukee Brewer. And just figuring out where to put Soto in this lineup. Gotta, you know, figure out positions and stuff first. But like I said, I think, regardless of what I do in this video, I think he's gonna bat cleanup. As you see some power decrease there in his attributes. And it breaks up the right-handed heavy top half of our lineup. So that kind of helps a lot. But I gotta fix this whole lineup anyways. Like Bryce Durang really flourished in that 6th spot, so I want to keep him there. I kind of want to keep the lineup mostly, you know, unchanged. Dylan Moore, like I said, might be a trade piece in the season, off-season. Who knows what we'll do? But there he is, Juan Soto, in the number 4 spot. So just checking on our guys here, and I figured I'd probably go ahead and offer arbitration to guys who don't want to take our offers. You know, just in case they decline what we offer. So we're gonna do that really quick, and then figure our way around the rest of free agency and see what MLB offseason has in store. These offseasons in the show can get kind of crazy, and that's always a little bit fun. So like I said, move everybody up. George Kirby and Luis Castillo, 89 overalls. Hancock is slated to start in the bullpen. Who knows? We've got 25 men. I'm going to change Munoz over to closer, because that is his primary role, and it helps bump his ratings up a little bit. 88 overall. And then we just gotta we're gonna call up Jake Brentz, get a lefty in there, because we don't have that many. It's annoying what they do sometimes to this thing. So just fixing the rest of our lineup, or our roster, just seeing what we got. Cole Young, like I said, 72 overall in left field. Gabriel Gonzalez, 21-year-old. Waiting in the wings here. And Jonathan Clase, I should say, will be interesting to kind of see. Because I don't know what to do about him. I might let him be a bench bat. You never know. So anyways, okay, so we see that we still need to find someone in right field. Santander, Will Myers, Manuel Margot is a guy I like. High contact, could fit well. Doesn't hit for power, but is very good offensively and defensively. And so we're gonna offer him a deal, a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. We'll up it a little bit. Tell him he'll play every day out in right. He'd be a solid right fielder. Defensively, right in center field would be great. Hasn't gotten any offers from anybody. There's a lot of guys here that I'd be interested to see where they end up. And I know the game won't tell me because it doesn't consider a guy like Will Myers huge. As Corbin Burns goes to the Royals for $27 million a year. The Rockies pick up Mike Soroka. That'll be interesting to see. Braves' rotation is falling apart with both Soroka and Fried in free agency. But yes, it'll be interesting to see where some of these guys end up, like Max Kepler, Will Myers, Ian Happ. I saw Alex Bregman was a free agent. You know, where's he gonna go? I'm not quite sure what I'm looking to do here, but I'm adding a guy to 40 minutes. We're going to put Bryce Miller on. Cole Young is going to have another year in AAA just to see how high we can get him before, and we might call him up in September. Got to release some players, you know. But, I mean, we're already we've made the big move of the offseason, the biggest free agent signing. Maybe not in terms of attributes, but, you know, Juan Soto, signed with us immediately. Grayson Rodriguez resigns with the Orioles. O'Neill resigns with the Cardinals. So there's some names. Pablo Lopez goes to the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's interesting. I want to save because sometimes I get past a deadline and it's like, oh, 7 of your arbitration eligible players are free agents now. So nothing, like I said, nothing crazy is kind of happening right now. Free agency, Alonso, Fried, Adames still on the board. Let's keep going. A trade, Raisel Iglesias goes to the Yankees, and the Braves will receive Oswaldo Cabrera and Ryan Kreidler. So interesting, Yanks get some bullpen help. Tony Gonsolin goes to the Dodgers for a 4-year, $37 million deal. So someone I'm looking at getting rid of here is Jesus Sanchez. Under team control, making a couple million. And you know, you don't really want a guy making a couple million. Kyle Tyler, 28. Martin Williamson has zero fielding ability. And I mean, I'm just he's gone. I don't know what I'll get for him and who, you know, what's kind of fair, but I see Manuel Margot signed, but I mean, I don't need him. So as I'm looking at trades, you know, I want to make this kind of fair. He's already 22, 73 overall. He's a hitter first and foremost, really only. Plays DH, so I don't want to get someone who is going to be, a top prospect, so to speak, like this 23-year-old A potential starter. You know, that's not cool. It just feels like kind of robbing a team if I trade them that. But I will take the bait on someone who is young and in a really low rating, and just see what I can do with that. Like somebody like Ricky McCoy. B potential 18th though, 57 overall. Larry Perez, and that's who I'll go for. Perez, who's a 54 overall, A potential. So that's really low, but you know he's young. So we'll see. So Justice Sheffield here, they want to try to make a trade, and this trade's not terrible, but I decided not to go with it because I don't really need a bullpen arm, and Sheffield could be useful if needed. But that might be something that I might revisit as far as things go here. Max Fried, not really getting a deal that he loves. Same with Willy Adames. Willy Adames was on the Marlins. One of my other franchises, which is kind of interesting. Ryan Presley's still out there. Ian Happ is still out there. So we just keep going. Anthony Santander signs with the White Sox, and they have Teoscar Hernandez in right, who they're going to ship off to the Guardians, to the AL Central, trading exclusively with each other. So Teoscar headed to the Guardians after 1 year with the White Sox, not looking to trade Munoz, so we're going to just ignore that. Seeing if we pick at all and where we pick at all in the Rule 5. Well, we don't have a pick, so I'm not too worried about that. Probably, I don't need anybody anyways. So we just keep on going through December. Pin Murphy for a couple of prospects. Not really interested. I need Murphy. He's fine. Tyler Glasnow goes to the Dodgers. $10 million deal for 3 years. So he's no longer in Tampa. The Angels, World Series champs, trade for Jack Flaherty, who's on the Tigers, and send out Patrick Sandoval and a couple of prospects. Again, Hassan Kim and someone else for Munoz. I'm good. So I'm going to just kind of update our trade block. Kyle Tyler, we're looking to ship off, as well as Justice Sheffield, Dylan Moore, Jesus Sanchez here. And also getting a chance to look at this has really helped me see like where we need to sign some free agents. You know. So Jesus Sanchez, put him on the block, and I'm not really looking for anything. Just kind of seeing who's interested in what. So we just kind of fill out some depth here. I want to get a catcher. I want to get a first baseman. Maybe some middle infield help. I don't know. We'll see. Paul Goldschmidt's still out there. 37 years old. Matt Thaiss. Just, I want to sign someone to a minor league deal, you know. Adames. Joey Wendell out there. Again, this is, you know, just for depth. Kind of bear with me as we get through it. Nothing crazy going on around here. Tommy Pham, Eddie Rosario, David Peralta didn't retire, so he's looking for work. Alright, let's keep on going. We enter the month of January, and gotta fix our 40-man here. It's kind of annoying, because I didn't mean to bring back Trevor Gott, but oh well, we brought him back, and now I can't get rid of him when I want to get rid of him. Alright, we keep on going. Looking again at the free agency. Adames, Fried, Minter have not signed yet. Gonna throw in a quick save here. Again, just to make sure everything stays intact. Alright, hopefully we got our 40-man stuff figured out. Oh my gosh, we still have to do stuff. Just, whoever keeps getting, like, I think it's the minor league deals that we're giving people. Like, I think they keep adding them to our roster, and I don't really know why this keeps happening, but it's very annoying. Like, Spencer Horwitz or whatever, you need to go. Josh H. Smith, you're not on the 40-man. You will not be on the 40-man or the MLB roster. Like, no. For the love of God, please let me get rid of Trevor Gott. Josh H. Smith doesn't need to be on here either. Alright. Please. Hopefully we've got it fixed. Willie Adames goes to Colorado. $10 million for 4 years. So he's off the board. We've yet to see where Fried goes. There's Fried, Minter, Michael A. Taylor. It's crazy because some, like Alonso, they didn't tell us where he went. That's kind of annoying. I really wish they were better about this. AJ Minter goes to Texas. Max Fried goes to the Mets. So he's on a Braves. It's kind of like Tom Glavine in a sense. Tom Glavine went from the Braves to the Mets. Fried's not like old, but now Fried goes from the Braves to the Mets, so kind of cold-hearted from him. Finally, just looking at free agency here as we make our final depth signings here to just give this team a little bit of help in the minor leagues. Valenzuela, his stats are going, or attributes are going down, but alright. So now, as I try to find the trade block, looking at the completed transaction, Fried goes to the Mets, Brewers get Paul Goldschmidt, Willie Adames to the Rockies, Blake Treinen to the Astros, Eugenio Suarez goes to the Sox, Ian Happ goes to the Orioles, Dodgers get Glass now, like we know, Martin Perez heads to the Padres. Red Sox get the closer. Santerre to the White Sox. Presley to the Blue Jays. Pete Alonso goes to the White Sox. There he is. Danny Jansen goes to the Cubs. Athletics get Clay Holmes. Paul Sewald is at the Phillies. Drury to the Diamondbacks. Lopez to the Pirates. So kind of just wrapping things up here, as far as the moves go. Corbin Burns. Sir Anthony Dominguez to the Angels. Brewers also got Shane Bieber, so the Brewers had a busy offseason. And Oscar Yanoa gets called up. Jorge Mateo, player. Okay, now it's just being players called up. We don't really care about that. Alright, viewing the trade block here. John Gray on the trade block. Schwarber on the trade block. The Padres are looking at Sanchez as well as Tyler. They are interested, so let's see. Padres have no one on the trade block, but I just want to see what we can get. I know I've kind of broken my only trade players on 4 players on the trade block, but the offseason is a little bit different. So again, not looking to get, I'm not looking to fleece the Padres. I just want to kind of see what I can get, and taking my sweet time, even though I intended on trading to the Padres. But I actually am going to trade to the Blue Jays, because I don't think the Padres really give me anything I want. And I'll explain why. So if you saw briefly, the Blue Jays were offering me a second baseman, low overall, or not low, but a 71 overall. I think he was 21 years old, second baseman who could play first base. And the reason I ended up with him was because a guy, he could come up, there's injury, he's young. Christian Arroyo is going to be a free agent soon. Here he is, Cade Doughty. 71 overall, he can only play first base, but he's got great fielding. And if he could develop, he's kind of reminds me of a Ty France in that he maybe doesn't have extraordinary power. I mean, Ty France's power has kind of shown up, but Arroyo's going to be a free agent in a couple of years, and so he could come in and really help when that time comes. But, we send 2 pieces to the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays have kicked our ass in this series. So we kind of help by giving them some depth with Kyle Tyler and Jesus Sanchez. So it'll be just, interesting to kind of see how this goes. Finally, last pieces of depth before we get to spring training. I wanted to bring in Nick Maitan. He kind of fits that Dylan Moore role, about the similar overall, but a couple years younger, and he can play everywhere, and he's a left-handed bat. He has better attributes than Moore. So that's kind of where we're at as far as things go. But there you see, Arroyo and France are going to be free agents after this year. So, we really got to start looking at the future. Cole Young could be an option at second base. First base, we've got really nobody, so we really need to figure that out. Gabriel Gonzalez is a 66 overall, 21 years old. Does he get a shot sometime this year to see what happens? So, a lot of things to look forward to this year. This year is a really win now kind of year for me. I really want to get a World Series this year because this is probably the best team that we're going to have to do it. let's just sim away here at spring training. Not gonna play any of the games, but just trying to get through the first just bit of time, see where our boys are, get guys into the lineup to give them more chance to just see what they end up doing here. Nick Maitan, I want to see Kate. I hope I'm pronouncing Doty right. Dowdy? I guess it's probably Dowdy, not Doty. But here we go, simming another week or so in. And I'm not really, bullpen, I need to make sure guys are getting innings pitched, but, Nick Maitan having a good spring. Dylan Moore, as you can see, he's just kind of plateaued. Like, that's kind of where he's at now. But Maitan's doing well. Dowdy's not doing so hot. Moran, he can play places, Horwitz got an invite to spring training for some reason. He's doing okay, but he's not an option. He's just here. Alright, so we're getting into the last week of spring. Harry Ford's struggling. Crawford doing well and his chances. Same with Maitan and Haggerty. Dylan Moore not doing so hot. So, checking on the pitching. I fixed this too late, I think. Because the minute I saw, the guys in the extra bullpen slots weren't getting innings pitched, I was like, okay, well, move them around. But it's too late. After the next week, they still don't get any innings pitched, and it's just kind of a dang shame. But, we kind of already know who our bullpen is, what our bullpen is, and what that looks like. It's really just the bench that I'm kind of, what do we do? So yeah, we'll see. So here we are. We've gotten past spring training. We're figuring out the rest of our stuff, finalizing our roster, because you know how the CPU likes to be. They're stupid. I hate the CPU. They ruin everything. So Flexen is going to start the year at AAA. Emerson Hancock and Isaiah Campbell are both similarly rated. So it really just may be, a crapshoot of who pitches, and we'll kind of just play it by ear. So, Dylan Moore is also going to start the year at AAA. He's got an option, and then we're going to bring up Nick Maitan as kind of our super utility man. So our lineup is going to look the same, basically. Actually, I'm probably going to change it just a little bit. I need to remember to move terrain down in the order back to that 6th spot. But I'm going to have Margot lead off with Arroyo batting second. And then I think versus lefties, I might have Brian Hayes batting second. But it's going to look virtually similar. Soto in the cleanup spot, Terang, Arroyo, Raleigh, and Haggerty 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that's kind of where our lineup is. Rotation is kind of where it's at. Harry Ford, J.P. Crawford, Nick Maitan, and Sam Haggerty making up the bench, along with Leonardo Rivas. And we'll be facing Corbin Burns and the Kansas City Royals. Just taking a look at how teams improved over the offseason. The AL West is stacked minus the A's. The National League is significantly weaker than the American League. But I'm also probably going to go ahead and wrap it up here as well. So next time on the channel, we'll have opening day. And hopefully this season will go a lot better than last year. I'm hoping to kind of spend some time in 2025. Play more games. Find ways to get more involved with the season as it goes along. We'll see. I'm hoping I can do that at least. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know there's no gameplay, and that's kind of a bummer, but next time we'll have more gameplay and the debut of your new Seattle Mariners left fielder, Juan Soto. So with that being said, guys, I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in and checking this out, and see you guys later.